St. John Parish. Jacqueline Hotard on the phone. Ms. Hotard, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. It sounded like some good news that I was listening to while on hold, that we are going to start continuing to warm a little and see that evaporation of the water so people can get moving like they want to.
Yes, we definitely need that. And we want to get right to the important email that you sent out saying that due to the unusually high volume of leaks impacting the systems in St. John, to please conserve water. And you specified certain areas here: Reserve, Garyville, Mount Airy, Edgar Wallace, and Pleasure Bend are under a boil water advisory. So we want to know, what are you guys doing right now to identify how many leaks there are? What do you consider unusually high? And what are you doing to fix those leaks right now?
Well, what we've been doing, and even since yesterday when we started to see some of the leaks, one, getting messages out to our residents to conserve, but we've got a lot of leaks at businesses. And so what we do, on a continuous basis is we can run reports and see where we have just 24-hour high consumption, because we know that's a leak, right? That's not a regular household because no one is doing that high of a consumption. And so we've identified those businesses, and we're shutting those, meters off at the valve so that we can have them address those leaks, but also preserve, water. But we are seeing just, I say unusually high because it's more businesses, and typically you think that businesses are taking those precautionary measures, and maybe they did, and those measures just failed. Right? This is unprecedented, so that could possibly have happened.
How bad's the damage? Sorry to interrupt you. Just trying to quantify how bad the damage is that they're finding when they go in and they open their businesses.
Well, no, these are pipes that are outdoors. It's not inside buildings. Great. Yeah, these are backflow preventers and outdoor piping where we can actually see water, and residents, I'm thankful to our residents, they'll take a picture and they, send it to our social media page. Hey, I just drove, past this, and look, it's, shooting up out of the ground. So not inside a business. These are all in their piping systems outside. But when you have all of those leaks going on and the constant consumption, it just drains a system. Water systems aren't designed to put out continuous consumption everywhere. And secondly, we're asking residents, as we heard in the weather report, we're above that threshold. We don't need to run water anymore. And so if you were trickling water, please turn all that off and not do any unnecessary consumption, so that we can build those pressures back up. We know that we have to maintain a certain level of pressure for fire protection. So we want to be able to build our pressures back up.
And let's talk about the roadways now, because we're showing some images of I-10 it's just incredible how much snow this region has gotten. But we have seen some of those plows coming through already. Talk about the priority roads, interstate stretches that you have these crews tackling first, as we all are waiting for those warmer temperatures to keep coming in and keep melting things.
Yes, and so DOTD has been, in our parish as well. I've seen them all over, and look, they're doing a remarkable job. But all of our state highways, they've come in and passed through and sprayed, brine or whatever it is that they do in our parish. Airline Highway, it looks good, but as we've all said, sometimes you think that it's all dry, and then there's a patch of that black ice. So, we're still asking people, if you have to get on the road, to use caution. We've got public works crews out there as well doing the best that they can, still understanding that this is unprecedented, and we, really aren't equipped to deal with blizzards and snowstorms. But I will say that roads are beginning to clear out. People can look in front of their homes, and for the most part, the roads are clear. But it's that black ice and other things that people may not realize that it's ice and not water, and so we're still asking individuals to use caution.
And I know the other big question people, of course, were asking about the roads and the water situation there in St. John Parish. The final, I guess, part of the puzzle is schools. I know you guys have been doing an awesome job communicating with us and with the parents and students about school closure or opening plans. Any updates on that front, or have you talked to the school district leaders about plans for Friday at this point, or are we looking at just calling it a week and trying to get on Monday?
Yeah, we've been in communication last night and this morning with the superintendent, and so I believe they're finalizing their plans. I think that's probably going to be the best thing, is We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. We know that the temperatures may dip again to that level where we could still see some more of that black ice, so it may present unsafe conditions for school buses and those types of, that type of travel. So the decision hasn't been finalized, but we are in communication and have been this morning.
All right. So just to wrap up, we want to really reiterate to people you don't have to keep that water running right now. In fact, please don't. And please get back to us as to how many businesses you've seen impacted with these outdoor piping systems leaking. I mean, we know, at least in the Northeast, when this is normal, you start to see the ground kind of open up when this happens. So any preventative measures that you guys are taking right now that you're maybe learning from the neighbors that deal with this stuff all the time?
Our preventative measures are the same things that they do, right? We want to protect and wrap all of our exposed pipes, protect and wrap backflow preventers, and take those precautionary measures. And maybe the measures that we're taking, some of the businesses will say, hey, this didn't work. If this happens again, we'll have to do it we'll have to do it differently next time.
All right. Parish President Jacqueline Hotard, thank you so much for your time.